Hey Starlight, this video is meant to be a tutorial on Superman's, variations, how to hold it, and all the tech that goes into Superman's. I'm going to try to keep it as brief as possible, but let's just jump into it. So the way that I hold my orbit anytime I'm doing butterflies is keeping the edge in line with my middle finger and then gripping around the rest of it. So you want the string to come out your thumb side and your pinky side and have an even length so that both tips of the handles will touch when they hang. Generally in a butterfly, which is the basis of a Superman, you want your pinky to be on the bottom side and your thumb or index side to be on top, coming over the top and passing in front. This is what I'd call the neutral position. You also want to be aware of the direction that each is spinning. So to keep it simple, I'll just reference the spinning direction of my index finger relative to me. So my index finger in my normal butterfly is spinning counterclockwise or outward relative to me. It could also be spinning inward in this direction, which would reverse the butterfly. Okay, so that as a basis in a Superman, what a Superman is basically a butterfly that is atomic in nature, which just means that you have one of the handles spinning more in the horizontal or floor plane, while the other one's more in the vertical plane. So butterfly, atomic butterfly. That may not be the cleanest, but you can kind of see how the planes differ. So Superman is this, except that one that's more horizontal is instead wrapping your waist. It could also be wrapping just a leg, just an arm. This is actually how Superman's originally started. And so the idea is for each weave in the vertical plane, there is one wrap in the horizontal plane. So that is fundamentally what a Superman is. So because Superman is in nature a butterfly, you can just, from a Superman, lift your arm and go back into the butterfly. Now if I'm using my left hand, which is good because it's going to be opposite in your viewing angle. If I just wrap my native side, so my left side last, my index finger will be coming this way, which is counterclockwise. And when I lift, now I'm doing my neutral butterfly, counterclockwise, index up. And so what I would recommend is going into and out of Superman from your, going into Superman from your non-native side, so across your body. So you drop down, because it's the easiest way to have this, your pinky side catch your leg and go into Superman. And then when you want to come out of it, doing it on your native side, where it's oppositely going to wrap that side and jump back into that neutral position. It doesn't mean I can't do it the other way, but it would be very difficult because I would have to wrap my index side, and now I'm flipping my hand to a different orientation. Now my pinky is leading. This is totally doable and worth practicing, but keep things simple. If you want a neutral position, drop into it on your non-native side and out of it on your native side. Okay, so from that, you can also practice doing wraps from Superman. So this weaving one doesn't always have to weave. The same as the horizontal one is wrapping, the weave can instead wrap an arm. It takes the same timing as the weave. It could also wrap your tricep. And it can wrap it on both sides. It could just wrap it on one side. You can get this sort of, you can choose to keep both more in a vertical plane or a wall plane, and you can see more of an effect versus where this would be more of a line to the audience. That's one thing you can do. You can wrap your neck. You can wrap your knee. And then this is all in just the one-to-one timing of wrap to the, what I consider the weaving handle. You can also polyrhythm it, and this is where it gets really fun. So if I speed up if I slow down my hand movements but speed up my index leading handle so that it spins more times for each beat, I can now 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I just turn a 2-beat Superman, 1, 2, into a 4-beat Superman, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 beats on each across the body for a total of 4 beats. Now I could also just do 1, 2 on this side and then 1 back, 1, 2. Now this is asymmetric, but what you can do with this 3-beat Superman now is start to move your hand in a circle counterclockwise, because my poise relevant to my body, my poise spinning clockwise. So now you're in an anti-spin fashion. Now I can do a Triquetra with my Superman. Triquetra is generally 2 spins. So this would be 2 spins for a Triquetra, but this would be considered a 4-pedal anti-spin. So that's 3 spins hitting the points of a square with 3 total spins in anti-spin. So that's one nice one you can do. You can also do it the other way. Alright, so that's 4-pedal anti-spin Triquetra Superman, 3-beat Superman, 4-beat Superman, regular Superman. All of that I've been doing so far has been a forward-facing Superman. So forward in the sense that the handle is going in front of me. The spin is forward relative to me. You can also do it in reverse, and this is what gets interesting. So in a forward, your index side, or your leading one, is on top, while the wrap happens on bottom. In a reverse Superman, the wrap happens on top, and the weave happens on bottom. This feels really weird, but one way to practice it, so if you were to get into a forward Superman with a forward 2-beat weave, you could, similarly, you don't even have to get into butterfly, but if you wanted to, you could butterfly by just bending the angles. Similarly, you bend the angles or you sweep your hand path so that this bottom handle catches your leg, and you can get into the Superman. So this is another entrance, is going from a weave, dropping your hand down, catching your leg with just one, and you get into Superman. So using that same method, we can get into a reverse Superman using a reverse 2-beat weave. Sorry, I usually do reverse 4 beats, so I'm trying to figure out which one I like more. I'll do this 2-beat. Okay, so reverse 2-beat. And now I'm going to choose my pinky side again to catch my leg and wrap, and I'm going to turn, and now I'm doing reverse Superman, where my index is weaving, my pinky is wrapping on top. You can also just drop into it by I haven't done this in a while. You can drop into it by doing the wrap and picking the timing to where that weave is going to cross under. So right as it goes across, throw under the wrapping poi to start the weave. And this can happen just like a 2-beat weave can happen with your pinky side up this way or this way. The reverse Superman can happen my pinky facing up, wrist turned inward, and wrist turned outward. This is a new orbit set, so it's not super clean, but yeah, there's that. You can also 4-beat these. That's a bit harder. 3-beat, odd beats are odd. So that's polyrhythming, entrances, exits, anti-spin, and then just a few wraps as well. And then just a few other cool things you can do are instead of this one weaving, you can pendulum it. So this one's just going back and forth, never making a full rotation, versus this, where it's more of a figure 8. So this is kind of the lazy man Superman. With a Superman, if you extend your arm outward, it's called a Kryptonite, like this. So it's still one wrap to one spin, although you kind of, by the nature of spinning a circle with your hand, get an extra degree of rotation in there. They sort of pass each other atomically in the air, and it looks really cool. And so you can do this extension outward, or you can also do the extension inward. And you can also pull it kind of over your head and really exaggerate it. So that can look really cool. Superman's, pendulums, and a couple more like little advanced Supermans. I sort of went over the one-handed Superman. If you can control the wrap well enough, you can get it to wrap just on your elbow and bicep, or elbow and tricep here. That can look really cool. Another one is you can pin this bottom handle in a moon wrap. It's called moon wrap Superman. You kind of start it with this already trapping your elbows. You start the weave. It's a little short for it, but you can kind of get the idea. You sort of put your hands together. I did this in another video, a lot cleaner, but that's another idea, is a moon wrap Superman. Sorry, I can't do that right now. And then, yeah, just generally work on butterflies, and that'll give you better control. And then Supermans are really just the lazy man's butterfly of where you're wrapping, and you only really have to think about what you're doing with the weaving one and the motion of your hand. But learning the reverse allows you to turn around. Learning polyrhythms allows you to change your timing. Learning pendulums and wraps really allow you to change up the pace. And I guess one last thing I'll add is that in addition to wraps and polyrhythms, you can choose any of those beats of the weave to be a wrap. So you can wrap, spin, wrap, spin, wrap, spin. You can wrap, wraps, wrap. You can choose all 4 beats to be wraps, and you can get some really unique patterns. And then something I included in another video was that you can also change the number of wraps to like an odd number or an even number to each beat of this to get a whole permutation of different moves. So yeah, that's my quick rundown on Supermans. Sorry it ran a little bit long, but let me know if you have any questions, and post any variations that you have that I didn't go over. Alright, thanks.